After 70, 99% of deaths happen for these reasons. How to avoid them and stay healthy. Did you know that over 99% of deaths after the age of 70 are linked to just a handful of causes? Many people believe that passing away in old age is simply part of life's natural course. But the truth is, most of these deaths result from risks that are actually preventable. And tragically, by the time many realize what's happening, the body has already weakened, and the options to reverse course become limited. But if you understand these dangers early on, you have the power to protect yourself, to add years to your life, and more importantly, to make those years stronger, healthier, and more independent than you ever thought possible. In today's video, we're going to uncover the 6 leading causes of death after age 70, including one that's frequently overlooked, yet critically important. Some of these causes might sound familiar. Others may surprise you. But there's one thing we know for sure. Awareness is the first step toward prevention. These statistics aren't just numbers. They represent real people, real families, and real-life decisions that can alter the entire course of your later years. So stay with us until the end, because you'll see that these risks are not inevitable. With just a few small, intentional shifts in daily habits, thousands of people have lowered their risk of disease, maintained their independence, and in many cases, added 5, 10, even 20 extra years to their lives. Let's begin now with the first cause, one that may be hiding right inside your home. Cause: falls and injuries. The silent trap inside your own home. Eleanor was 78 years old and full of life. She lived alone, cooked her own meals, tended to her garden, and never once thought of herself as old. She felt capable, vibrant, and self-reliant, but one seemingly harmless moment changed everything. As she stood up from her sofa to fetch a glass of water, her foot lightly slipped on the tile floor. She fell and fractured her hip. The pain wasn't the worst part. What followed were months of immobility, pressure sores, lung infections, and ultimately, a quiet passing. Not from age, but from a fall that could have happened to anyone, anywhere. Sounds serious? Unfortunately, this kind of scenario is one of the most common among older adults. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, over 3 million seniors in the U.S. are hospitalized due to falls each year. Even more heartbreaking is the fact that 1 in 5 of them will never fully regain their mobility. What may begin as a minor stumble can be the very first step toward a long, painful decline, physically and emotionally. You might be thinking, I still feel strong. I move around just fine. This doesn't apply to me. But that's where the real danger lies. Falls don't just happen to the frail. They often strike the confident. As we age, muscles, especially in the legs and core, which are crucial for balance, begin to weaken naturally. Bones become more brittle, more prone to fractures, and common medications, like sleep aids, blood pressure pills, or antidepressants, can subtly increase dizziness, making a fall more likely than you'd expect. Worse still, the place you feel safest, your own home, can become a silent hazard. Staircases without handrails, slick floors, unsecured rugs, poor lighting in hallways or bathrooms. Now, these small details can become dangerous traps. But here's the good news. This isn't something out of your control. Dr. Sandra Liu, a geriatric specialist at the University of California, emphasizes that preventing falls doesn't require big sacrifices, just small, consistent changes. According to her, 3 of the most effective steps are also the simplest. First, strengthen your legs and core. These are the muscle groups that keep you steady. Try standing up from an armless chair 10 times a day, or balance on one foot while brushing your teeth. Studies show that in just 4 to 6 weeks, your stability and coordination can improve significantly. Second, review your medications regularly. Some drugs may lower your blood pressure suddenly when standing up, leading to lightheadedness or imbalance. Consult your doctor regularly to ensure your prescriptions are still appropriate for your age and health. Third, adapt your home to support your safety. Install handrails along hallways, use non-slip mats, and place motion sensor night lights in the bathroom and along walkways. A study from Harvard University revealed that seniors who implemented at least 2 in-home fall prevention strategies reduced their risk of injury-related hospitalization by as much as 39%. That's a number worth paying attention to, isn't it? So let me ask you, have you ever had a near fall? Do you know someone whose life changed after just one unexpected stumble? Share your story in the comments, because what you write today might help someone else avoid a devastating tomorrow. If you found this segment helpful, please hit like to support our editorial team and consider sharing this video with someone who may need it, especially those living alone. And if you haven't already, this is the perfect time to subscribe to Golden Wise Elders. Together, let's build a community where aging doesn't mean becoming invisible, but instead means becoming stronger, wiser, and more empowered than ever before. Because one steady step today lays the foundation for a lifetime of strength and stability. Now let's move on to cause. That cognitive decline, when your memory slips away, bit by bit. If falling is a danger you can see from the outside, cognitive decline is a silent intruder, working its way in from within. It doesn't arrive like a storm. Instead, it seeps in through the cracks of memory. Small lapses that seem harmless at first. A misplaced word here, a forgotten appointment there, the kind of thing we all brush off as just a little forgetfulness. Harold, a retired civil engineer from Oregon, was once known for his razor-sharp mind and precision with numbers. But at age 76, he began repeating stories in the same dinner conversation. He often couldn't remember where he left his keys and sometimes struggled to recall what day it was. His family thought it was just normal aging, until one day he left a pot on the stove and forgot it was on. That's when everyone realized his memory wasn't just slowing down, it was slowly slipping away. Cognitive decline, whether mild memory lapses or more serious forms like dementia, is one of the leading reasons why people over 75 lose the ability to care for themselves. According to the Alzheimer's Association, 1 in 9 people over age 65 live with Alzheimer's, and that risk nearly doubles after age 75. What's most heartbreaking is that by the time it's clearly recognized, many people have already missed the window when early intervention can make the biggest difference. Cognitive decline doesn't just affect memory. It impacts decision-making, emotional regulation, personal safety, and the ability to maintain healthy habits, like taking medications properly, eating well, or getting regular exercise. But here's the hopeful truth. Your brain, much like your muscles, can stay agile and strong if you keep exercising it. Dr. Elaine Matthews, a geriatric neurologist at the Cleveland Clinic, says, engaging in regular and varied mental activities is one of the most powerful mental vaccines we have against age-related cognitive decline. Clinical studies support this. Seniors who read regularly, learn new skills, solve puzzles, or play musical instruments have been shown to have up to a 32% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's compared to those who don't keep their minds active. And the beauty is, you don't need to do anything grand. Just 15 minutes a day spent on a logic game, reading a new article, or having a deep conversation with a friend can light up the parts of your brain that keep you focused, alert, and mentally sharp. In addition to mental activity, your diet also plays a crucial role in brain health. Nutrients like omega-3s from salmon, walnuts, chia seeds, antioxidants from blueberries and leafy greens, and B vitamins, especially B12, have all been shown to support neural function and memory. A study from Tufts University found that older adults who supplemented with B12 and folate experienced significant improvements in memory and concentration over just 6 months. Let me ask you, have you ever forgotten where you put your keys? Forgotten someone's name? Found yourself standing in a room trying to remember what you were about to do? These moments might seem minor, but they could be your brain's way of sending you a message. A gentle nudge saying, take care of me. I'm still here, but I need your help to stay strong. Take a moment and ask yourself, have you done anything today to keep your brain active? If you have a favorite memory game, a go-to brain teaser, or a book that keeps your mind sharp, share it in the comments below and help inspire someone else. Now let's move on, because cancer, the silent disease that doesn't have to be a death sentence. After talking about memory, the very thing that shapes our identity, it's time to address another silent threat that often shadows us as we age: cancer. But here's the most important truth I want you to hold on to. Cancer does not have to be a full stop. Not now, and not if you take action early. Take Carol, 74, from Michigan. She ate a plant-based diet, took morning walks, and rarely got sick. Cancer wasn't even on her radar, but during a routine checkup, her doctor spotted early signs of colon cancer. Thanks to early detection and quick treatment, Carol recovered within 6 months. Today, she's healthier than ever and even volunteers to encourage other older adults to get screened. She once said, "Cancer scared me, but I didn't let it win. I won because I knew, and I acted." That right there is the key. Cancer becomes most dangerous when it hides too long. According to the CDC, cancer is the second leading cause of death for people over 75, just behind heart disease. But over half of cancer-related deaths could be prevented or treated successfully if caught early. So why do so many people get diagnosed too late? Because the early signs are subtle. Many older adults dismiss things like lingering fatigue, mild weight loss, or occasional digestive issues as just part of getting older. But in reality, these could be your body's quiet cry for help. Dr. Rachel Lynn, an oncology specialist at the Mayo Clinic, explains, anyone over 70, especially with risk factors, should get screened for breast, colorectal, prostate, and lung cancers. Simple tests like a colonoscopy, a low-dose chest CT, or routine blood work can literally save lives, but only if you do them early. You don't need to fear cancer. You just need to be prepared. In addition to screenings, your diet can be a powerful ally. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that those who eat at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day while cutting back on red meat and processed foods reduce their risk of colon cancer by up to 30%. And according to the International Agency for Research on Cancer, a diet rich in antioxidants like berries, leafy greens, turmeric, and green tea can help your body defend against abnormal cell growth. And yes, even if you've smoked your whole life, quitting still makes a difference. A study by Oxford University found that people who stopped smoking at age 70 reduced their risk of dying from lung cancer by 25% within just 5 years. Your body has the ability to heal if you give it the chance. And the best part? It's never too late to take that first step. Even after 75, the human body can bounce back in amazing ways when you treat it with care and attention. So ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you had a full health screening? Do you know which cancer screenings are appropriate for your age group? If the answer is, I'm not sure, or it's been a while, then maybe it's time to give your health the attention it truly deserves. Don't wait for the symptoms to scream, because by then, it might be too late. Act while you still have the power to choose. And if this message struck a chord with you, please hit the like button to support our work at Golden Wise Elders and share this video with someone who might need it. Sometimes a gentle reminder or a timely screening can be the very thing that saves a life. Because living a long life is a blessing, but living it strong and in control, that's the real victory. Now let's move on to cause. Stroke. It doesn't knock before it strikes, but you can still lock the door. While cancer often develops quietly over years, a stroke can strike in just a matter of minutes, and the consequences can last a lifetime. What's even more heartbreaking is that many strokes happen to people who felt completely fine just moments before. Take Richard, 81, from Florida. Every weekend he played golf. One afternoon, while reading the paper, he felt a strange heaviness in one arm. His mouth drooped slightly, and his speech became slurred. Within minutes, he collapsed. Thankfully, his son called 911 in time, but the damage was done. Richard lost his ability to speak clearly and had to relearn how to walk. The most painful part? He had high blood pressure for years but dismissed it. I feel fine, he used to say. Strokes don't announce themselves before they arrive, but if you know what to look for and take the right steps, you can close the door on the risk. According to the American Heart Association, someone in the U.S. suffers a stroke every 40 seconds. And here's the good news. Up to 80% of strokes are preventable with proper lifestyle and medical management. So what's behind most strokes? The top culprit is uncontrolled high blood pressure, commonly called the silent killer, because it can damage blood vessels in the brain without causing any symptoms. Another dangerous factor is irregular heartbeat, especially atrial fibrillation. When the heart beats abnormally, blood can pool, form clots, and travel to the brain, blocking blood flow instantly. Even a brief moment of dizziness or a single episode of slurred speech could be your body's early warning system. Dr. Samuel Reeves, a neurologist at Johns Hopkins, explains, just because you don't have symptoms doesn't mean you're not at risk. Stroke rarely gives you a second chance. But if you check your blood pressure, monitor your heart rhythm, and stay aware of vascular health, you can prevent disaster before it ever strikes. He recommends that anyone over 70 check their blood pressure at home at least twice a week and watch for signs like sudden vision changes, numbness on one side of the body, or temporary trouble speaking, even if they last just a few minutes. Beyond medical monitoring, lifestyle plays a major role. A Cambridge University study found that walking just 30 minutes a day can reduce stroke risk by up to 27%. Eating a diet low in sodium and rich in leafy greens, berries, and potassium-packed foods like bananas, sweet potatoes, and avocados can also help stabilize blood pressure naturally. Sometimes, the most powerful lifesaver in your home is a blood pressure monitor. Ask yourself, when you see a bruise on your skin, you know it needs rest. But when your blood vessels are under pressure every day, are you paying attention? If it's been a while since you last checked your blood pressure or heart rhythm, this is your sign. Don't wait for symptoms. Don't wait until half your body stops listening to you. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever had a strange spell of dizziness or a moment where your words didn't come out right? Do you use a home blood pressure monitor? Share your story in the comments because your voice might be the one that helps someone else wake up to the risks. And if you found this message helpful, hit the like button to help spread this life-saving knowledge. Share this video with someone you care about because strokes don't discriminate, but they can be prevented with just a few small changes. Because your health today is the most priceless gift you can offer to those who love you tomorrow. Cause heart disease, the silent killer. Even if you've weathered other health challenges in life, there remains one silent threat, quiet, persistent, and far more dangerous than most people realize. It's called heart disease, and tragically, it's the leading cause of death for people over 75. Not because it strikes with overwhelming force, but because too many people overlook its quiet signals until it's too late. Let me share the story of Marvin, 79. He lived an active life, managed his routines, stayed independent. He'd occasionally feel winded climbing stairs or tightness in his chest, but always dismissed it as just getting older. Then one morning, after watering his garden, he felt a sharp pain in his chest. His hands went cold and he collapsed on the lawn. He survived, but with significant heart damage. From that day on, Marvin could barely walk more than a few steps without help. What broke his family's heart the most was knowing the warning signs were all there, just ignored. We often worry about the big, dramatic threats, yet we forget that our heart, too, needs to be heard. According to the CDC, heart disease causes over 30% of all deaths in older adults in the U.S. But here's the truth. Most of these deaths aren't random. They're not fate. They're the result of years, sometimes decades, of habits that slowly wear down the heart. Common risk factors like high blood pressure, elevated LDL, bad cholesterol, and unmanaged diabetes quietly damage your blood vessels, forcing the heart to work harder and harder. The danger? You often feel nothing. No pain, no shortness of breath, no dramatic warning, until the first heart attack strikes, and sometimes it's the last. Your heart doesn't shout when it's struggling, but it whispers, "Are you listening?" Dr. Christine Hall, a cardiologist at Stanford University, reminds us adults over 70 absolutely can maintain a healthy heart if they pay attention early. She emphasizes 3 pillars of heart health: regular movement, smart nutrition, and stress management. Let's break that down. Exercise. You don't need to run marathons. A brisk 15 to 20-minute walk each day or simple stretching routines can dramatically improve blood flow, stabilize heart rhythms, and lower blood pressure. Nutrition. A Mediterranean-style diet, rich in leafy greens, whole grains, healthy fats like olive oil, and omega-3 rich fish has been shown in countless studies to reduce heart disease risk by up to 30% compared to a typical Western diet. And emotions? Don't underestimate them. A Harvard study tracking over 2,800 people for 11 years found that those with a consistently positive outlook had a 35% lower risk of dying from heart-related issues. Happiness doesn't just soothe the soul, it strengthens the heart. So today, I want to ask you, when was the last time you checked your blood pressure, cholesterol, or blood sugar? Could it be that your heart is working harder than it should, without you even knowing? If this message resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments, or simply type, "I'm listening to my heart" below. That single step might just be the beginning of a healthier chapter. And if you believe that a strong heart is the greatest gift you can give to your loved ones, hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to Golden Wise Elders. We're here, walking every step with you, steady, mindful, and full of purpose, because you're not just living longer, you deserve to live stronger, with meaning, joy, and a heart that keeps beating for all the moments yet to come. Cause: respiratory diseases, when a simple cough could be the last chapter. After discussing the heart, the engine that powers your life, we cannot forget another silent, life-sustaining organ: the lungs. They work constantly, minute by minute, breath by breath, fueling every cell in your body. But in your later years, just one lingering cough, one case of mild pneumonia, can become fatal. Jeanette, 82, was fiercely independent and hadn't been to a hospital in nearly 20 years. That winter, she caught what seemed like a common cold. She was coughing at night, but insisted to her daughter, "It's just a cold. I'm fine." 3 days later, she was rushed to the hospital with acute pneumonia. Her body couldn't fight it off. Within a week, she fell into a coma and passed away. Not from old age, but from what started as just a cough. Breathing, it seems so simple until it becomes a struggle. According to the National Institutes of Health, NIH, respiratory diseases like pneumonia and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, are the fourth leading cause of death in people over 75. What's terrifying is how quietly they begin. A little shortness of breath, a persistent cough, a heavy feeling in the chest, symptoms too often brushed off as just getting older. As we age, our immune system weakens, our lungs lose elasticity. The tiny hair-like structures in the airways, responsible for clearing out germs and irritants, slow down. This makes older adults more vulnerable to infections, and once infected, far slower to recover. Not every cold is just a cold. And not everyone has the strength to survive pneumonia. Dr. Helen Reyes, a senior pulmonologist at Mayo Clinic, advises older adults should stay up to date on flu, pneumococcal, and COVID-19 vaccinations. Just the pneumococcal vaccine alone can reduce pneumonia-related deaths by over 60% in those over 65. She also stresses the importance of air quality at home. Poor ventilation can trap dust, mold, pet dander, and harsh cleaning chemicals, all of which can silently wear down lung function over time. Using air purifiers, keeping your home clean and airy, and staying away from both direct and secondhand smoke are non-negotiable. Your lungs are your last line of defense. If you don't protect them today, they may not be there to protect you tomorrow. A study from Columbia University found that just 20 minutes of walking a day can improve lung capacity and ease of breathing in adults over 70. Gentle exercises like yoga, diaphragmatic breathing, and stretching also help keep the respiratory system resilient and efficient. Let me ask, have you found yourself short of breath at night or needing to pause while climbing stairs? These might be your lungs whispering for help. Please share your story in the comments below. When was the last time you had a cough that lingered? Have you had your pneumonia or flu shot this year? Just typing, "I'm protecting my breath," might inspire someone else to take action before it's too late. Because every breath you preserve today is another day of life, freedom, and strength you can enjoy tomorrow. My friend, if you're still here, listening to these final moments, then I know something inside you is stirring. Maybe it's a worry about your health, your future, or maybe it's something even stronger, a quiet but powerful decision to live better, starting today. Whatever it is, you didn't turn away. And that, my friend, speaks volumes about who you are. You are not indifferent. You are not giving up. And I want you to know that is your greatest strength. We've just looked together at 6 of the leading causes of death for people over 75. But did you catch the most incredible part? Every one of them is preventable. A daily walk, a plate full of colorful vegetables, a grab bar in your bathroom. These may seem small, but they're shields. Shields that protect your independence, your vitality, your life. If you've spent your life caring for others, then now, please, keep living. Not just longer, but deeper, fuller, with pride. You've made sacrifices. You've faced storms. You've put your family first. Today, I don't just want you to survive. I want you to thrive, to be strong, to be seen, to be proud of who you are and the life you're still writing. Don't wait for your body to knock with pain. Don't wait until your memory slips too far. Start taking care of yourself, not out of fear, but because you deserve it. And know this, you are not alone on this journey. At Golden Wise Elders, we're not just sharing information. We're building a community, a place where you are heard, inspired, and surrounded by others walking the same path of strength and renewal. If this video touched something in your heart, please hit like. Let us know you're here. Share it with someone you love. Because sometimes one click, one reminder is all it takes to save a life. And I would love to hear from you. What is one change you're ready to make today? Leave a comment below. I read every single one. Because on the other side of this screen is a real person, a strong person, a person who refuses to let aging define them. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, come back every day like you would check in with a friend who gets you, walks with you, cheers you on as you live healthy, live beautifully, and live boldly through every season of your life. I wish you a peaceful day and a brilliant life ahead, the kind of life you were always meant to live. Until next time, stay strong, my incredible friend.